so that you can close out parties, and then you divide up the rewards between those participating. So everybody loves free stuff, right? And here, some options to run a clean club. I know how I have done mine. However, there are other options that I know about. And so I just want to kind of throw these ideas out there at you. What I am currently doing is a 3-month buying club. So they agree to place a $35 retail order for each one of those months. And then my goal was 10 participants. So we know 10 participants, $35 in a month. What does that give us? A $350 qualifying party. And my booking is the next month's party from the current month. Now, what kind of gave me the motivation to start this was I absolutely love, how many of you know Matilda Jane? I have 2 girls. That's what some of my Norwex income goes to, because they wash well and they hand down well. But there's another company called Wildflowers, and that I absolutely love their clothes. And so I was asked if I wanted to be part of a buying club for Wildflowers. And it was 1 order a month for 4 months. And I thought, well, I'll do that. It was a new season. Sure, I'll give that a try. Don't make decisions at 11 p.m. because they're actually a little bit more expensive than you thought they would be. But, you know, it sounded really good at 11 p.m. But the way she ran hers, which is very smart, and I may end up transitioning to this as well, because I'll talk to you a little bit about that. It's a 4-month club. And you can decide anywhere from $35 to $50 minimum order every month. And you know, you guys are going to know your customers best, where their price point, 35 doesn't scare a lot of people, 50 might. And group them in 4 participants. Everyone commits to a minimum order for each of these 3 months, and each person takes a month to be the hostess. So they're only going to earn products as the hostess for 1 of those months. But they are guaranteed, since there's 4 people, they are guaranteed either $140 to $200 in sales, whether you do the 35 or 50. But then they must invite a few more friends to make up the difference to get a qualifying party. So that puts a little bit more on them. But if somebody went in and was almost scared to be a hostess, but they knew they were guaranteed to already have $200 in sales in that party, and they just had to invite a few more people, they might be willing to kind of step over that line and say, yeah, okay, I'll do that. So that's another idea. And the one thing I like about this idea is they're inviting outside people, so that is more of a chance of another booking for another party line to run off. So that's why I'm really thinking about transitioning to this. I just haven't yet. Or I also know there's another way you could do this. You could do a year-long club. What if they had a $30 minimum order for 12 months' time? And each month, somebody would get to be hostess of the month. So that's another way you could run it too. You guys will know your customers best, but it's an idea. Food for thought. All right, I want to go over some things since I've been doing this for a year, actually almost a year. My first one was March of last year is when it started. Some things that my team and I have learned over time. So I got some ideas on this one. Don't be afraid. Oh, that's really small. I'm sorry. Okay. Don't be afraid of fewer numbers. I have a couple gals on my team who really tried to do this, and they only had 3 people. But guess what? 3 people over 3 months' time equals 9 orders. And the majority of the time, these people are ordering more than $35 worth. And so you're most likely going to have a $350 party to close out. And since there's only 3 people, a $350 rewards party split by 3 is still quite a bit of products, right? So even though they had only 3 people, I said, go ahead and do this, give it a try. They still got the same amount of products for participating over that 3-month time span. So don't be afraid of the numbers. All right, definitely have participants post pictures in your customer group online. How many of you have a customer group online? Show me. Okay. Okay, that's another thing I'm going to encourage a lot of you to do. If you don't, and if you do, awesome. It lends itself really well to having your own cleaning club. When they receive their prizes, these posts are your biggest. And my assistant went over this, and she's like, WOM, what's that? I was like, word of mouth. Although it's really sight, I don't know. But these posts of other people posting in your online group are the biggest word of mouth resources for promoting yourself and promoting your clean club. And I'll show you some of the feedback and the posts that I've gotten from them. Okay, have a customer group on Facebook is very beneficial, but it's not absolutely necessary. If you didn't have a customer group, don't say, well, I can't do this. No, it just means you're gonna have to pick up the phone a little bit more to communicate to the people and past customers. Just a little bit more time, but still very effective, probably more effective than just posting on Facebook. And I also want to encourage, if anybody's not using any kind of texting system, Project Broadcast helps me operate my club because I can take the message that I'm going to send out to everybody, write it and type it once, click all those people that I want it to go to, and click send. It's just a lot more efficient use of my time. So the two biggest tools that I use for my cleaning club are my online VIP group and my Project Broadcast texting system. All right, use flash sales to your advantage. I tell my people, you know, everybody wants a deal, right? I'll tell my people, you can use flash sales as your order for this month. And you know, that kind of, oh, really? Okay, yeah, that's a good deal. I'll do that. So it's just, you know, ways you can use your words to get more bang for your buck. And use the new product releases to your advantage as well. What I did, and I didn't do this in the beginning, but I did last fall, and it was very well received. Send a person a catalog and a handwritten note. Anybody who's participating, it's just an act of goodwill. Most of my people were really appreciative of that. It did cost me about $2. It's about $1.75 to send a catalog in the mail, but it was well worth the investment that I put in there. Okay, one of Leah's things, when Leah and I were discussing this, she's like, well, wait a minute. Am I not going to be able to get bookings because of this? And it is a valid concern, but I'll tell you, I've gotten a booking from my cleaning clubs. I've gotten a recruit from my cleaning clubs. So what I'm finding is it's just more exposure and it's more things going on that are kind of exciting. So I have gotten both, and I'll show you some more things about that. Encourage participants to invite a friend for a future round. I have had people invite friends to participate in this. So that's exciting. I'm getting more outside customers by just being a friend, you know? All right, as far as you do this, you do the 3 months. You're collecting all of the rewards. You wait until the end to divide those up and then send those out to people. So you're not shipping every month. Or me, most of my customers are online, so I am shipping. If you gather local people, then you won't have to do the shipping. So that's nice. And then look ahead and let everybody know approximately when you'll be able to sort. Because even after the 3rd month's over, you have to place that final party, you have to wait on the rewards to come in, then you have to take some time to divide those up, and then the process of getting them to those people. Just let people know what's going on in the meantime, and I'll show you some pictures about that too. All right, one of the things that I do in the very beginning, I have a Google form that I send out to everybody. I'm asking, what are some products on your wish list? I just want to know what they want so that as I'm closing out these parties, I know what I want to order with those shopping sprees. So I try to get everybody one of their biggie items and then use the rest as fillers. And that's really been appreciated. They like that extra step that they're getting something that they really, really wanted anyway. Shipping is expensive, we have learned that. And sorting is time consuming. And I'll show you, I made a spreadsheet. It says use that spreadsheet to your advantage for organization, but I'll show you how I work that too. And one thing I did learn, I had originally told all my people, hey, you've got until the 30th or 31st at midnight, no problem. But then guess what? I spend the last days of the month chasing orders. And it's not because they don't want to do it. It's just life got away from them too. So I have this round, I've switched it to the 25th. So we'll see how that works. I'm hoping it works better. Okay, now what I have done, I've done the 3-month club, the 35 retail order minimum with 10 people participating. I personally have run my, oh, you can't see that, sorry, I'm sorry. I personally have run my clubs with anywhere from 9 to 14 people. That's how many I've gathered. Right now I'm super excited, I have 19, so I'm running 2. Many of my downline have followed suit. They've run clubs with 3 to 10 people. So, all right. Here's what I do to start, and I put my verbiage up there because sometimes having that verbiage, that's half the battle right there. I reached out to my people. In the beginning, this is what I posted on my VIP. And the next slide has the picture too. So, you know, I was just, hey, do you want to try new products? Are you my laundry detergent person? Are you my dishwasher powder dessert person? I don't have any of those really, but I put it up there anyway. And this is the club for you. You know, here's how it works. And with that post, I think I'm trying to remember. I think I had 4 or 5 people comment and say, yeah, I'd like to do that. But I also used Project Broadcast and sent a text out to my customers. So that's the picture that I used for both. But here's my verbiage that I sent out as a text. And a lot of that's very, very, very similar. But always, fine print. These orders can't be combined with another outside party, obviously. And then I always put, you know, as always, if you prefer not to receive text from me, reply stop. It's never my goal to be spammy. So I always have that caveat in there. Here's another example. I made that. Isn't it fun? But just you can have some fun with the graphics if you want. But it was just same, really verbiage, just worded a little bit differently. So you guys can check that out too. And at that point, I had already done one, and everybody got at least 65-ish, anywhere between $65 and $80 worth of free product the first time. So I was able to say, hey, here's what you can get. So that's kind of fun. Here's what I'm doing, my most current cleaning club. I sent that out. It just is starting here in February. I didn't make this graphic. I borrowed it from somebody else, another leader who gave me permission. But and I thought it was interesting because at the end, they were putting, you'll get at least 5 gifts free. I don't know that I'll use that verbiage anymore because if somebody wants a biggie item and I'm able to get it for them, then they might not get 5 gifts. So I just didn't have time to make a new graphic this time. You know how that goes sometimes. But again, now what I did, you can see my verbiage over there. Hi Sherry, this is the official text. This is the text that I sent them once the club started and I already had my participants in there. This is the official text for the 2020 Vision Cleaning Club that runs from February to April. This round will have enough for 2 cleaning clubs. I'm super excited. And you're in 2020 Vision Cleaning Club number 2. Minimum order is 35. Please order by the 25th. And I let them know she's participated almost every round. She's participated in every round except for one. So I needed her to know that this was a change from before. And you'll see, please fill out this Google form to give me your wish list. That's how I send out to get their wish list items. And when you're ready to order for the month, here's your ordering link. And I have that in their text, so they don't have to go searching for it later. All they have to do is pull up the text for me and click a link. So I try to give them the easy button when I can.
Shawna?
Yeah.
Do you make yourself the host when you create that?
I make myself the host because I want all the products shipped to me because I'm going to have to sort them later. That's a good question. Okay. I figured you guys would want to see what my Google form looks like. It's very, very simple, and I did Google form for wish list with my mouse, so no making fun. But this is the first page. It was really tricky, so it's in 3 different pictures, but it'll give you an idea. Very, very simple. I always have the graphic at the top so that it's just a reminder of the requirements. I want to know their name, because when they're sending me a Google form, obviously I won't know unless they tell me. Now, what I learned is, has your address changed from when you last ordered Norwex through me? I asked that. I used to ask for their address, but I had one gal, and I'm Facebook friends with most of my hostesses. She had moved, but you know how Facebook doesn't show you if you don't interact with somebody? They don't show you them. I didn't know she had moved, so even though she had put her address on there, I already had her in the system, didn't realize that it was a different address, and her order got shipped to the old address. So that's why I changed this one. Has your address changed from when you last ordered Norwex through me? Because then they're going to let me know, and I know to pay attention. At least 5 items on your Norwex wish list, and the spring catalog link. And then I know the spring bonus catalog link because I know it's coming. And because not everybody fills out the Google form the first time. You're probably going to send it out at least 5 times. And then at the bottom, just you agree to purchase $35 of Norwex products of your choice before tax and shipping for the months of February, March, and April, and understand that others are counting on you. That's what I wanted to get across. Stuff happens to everybody, but I want them to have it in their head that other people are counting on their order too. So I haven't had anybody flake out on me yet, which is awesome. But got it and agree, and then they submit it. So I have that, I can put it all into a spreadsheet. And here's what my spreadsheet looks like. It's a very simple spreadsheet. But you can see the names, and I put the months because I want to go back in and be able to visually, easily see who's ordered and who hasn't, and who needs a reminder. But then their wish list items off to the side. Now what I do is when I close out a party and I've chosen some items in there, I'll actually highlight them in Excel so I know at a glance that I've already ordered and I already have that product for somebody, because I promise whatever you order in February, you're not going to remember in March. But it's just easy to see at a glance, and it's easy for you to keep track of that. Also, one thing that I learned too is keep track of who's participated in the past. Just add that when you create a new Excel spreadsheet, add that to it so you have everybody right there. And a lot of times I'll have people say, oh no, I can't participate this round, but talk to me again in the spring. So, I'm able to notate that and just have it right there at a glance. Now, remember when I said, there's that space between when the cleaning club ends before they actually get their product? This is kind of a crucial little time. If you don't say anything, then the excitement kind of dies. So what I'll do is I actually did this a little bit backwards. But I post, when I close out those parties, I'll take pictures and I'll post them in here. Guys, we're getting over $1,000 worth of free stuff. I'm getting ready to divide it up, between you. And so it just usually gets a lot of likes and some interactions.
So you do this in a text message?
This is all on my VIP group.
Oh, it's in
And
your
I'm
VIP
tagging them.
group. Well, what if people aren't?
I have some
So
who
you
are
post
not,
on your whole VIP group, even though everybody's not participating?
because I want everybody to participate.
Yeah,
I want them
gotcha.
to see it.
Okie dokie.
I want them to see it. So this is what I post, right after I close those parties. I'm posting pictures so that people are seeing it. And then when the boxes arrive, hey guys, the boxes arrived. It's not everybody sees everything. So it's just different ways to reach out. Am I going backwards? Yeah, here we go. And then once I open everything, I always throw it all together and I take a picture of it. Here, I'm working on sorting, guys. Here we go. It's kind of fun. Most people are like, really? All of that stuff? So that's the part. It takes forever. It really takes forever. Because you want to have this approximately the same dollar value. I did just a little bit of math missing.
But I think that would be a great booking seat anyway,
It is.
whether they're in it or not. They're seeing this big group of
Uh-huh.
product that they can get for hosting a party, so they're
Uh-huh.
going else.
And I had a gal, she's like, hey, I'm getting ahead of myself. I've got it in here. But that's one of the things that she looked at too. And then again, once I had it all packaged up, pretty little picture. Oh, here. Make sure you blur out the addresses. I had one lady get a little testy with me because I didn't think to do that. It's in a closed group. She didn't like that. So, okay. Noted. And it's a pretty picture, And then here's another one too. Just different pictures of what it looks like. Here we go. The text when I send out packages within those next few days that I send out, it says, hey Sherry, fall cleaning club packages went out Friday morning. When you get yours, if you haven't already, please share a picture inside my VIP group. That's the best advertisement I have, and thank you very much for doing so. And I give her the link. I want to give her the easy button to make that happen because she's probably on her phone. She's probably already taken pictures out of her phone or will. And so I really want her to do that. Next round will be starting February 1st for February, March, and April. If you share Norwex with a friend, they can join too. Have them text me. Let me know you referred someone. I'll get you a referral gift in the mail. You reward the behavior you want to see, right? So sure, I'll send them something. Tip, there'll be flash sales from Norwex. You can use those orders as part of the club. And then I let everybody know our team will be doing a fun event for Earth Day in April. And any orders from that event can also be used as part of the club. Again, giving them ways to get the most bang for their buck. Okay, here's where I'm going back to that. I want them to see all those posts. Kristen, this was June. I had started my cleaning clubs back in March, and she hadn't seen anything in those months. But all of a sudden, when people started posting what they were getting, she posted, hey, I love seeing all these spring cleaning club posts. What's this about? I must have missed it. So it's just you want to keep those up in front of people's eyes. All right. It was tricky fitting that environment one in the envelope, kind of like Mary Poppins handbag. I thought that was hilarious. Anyway, but just love to. What do you have to do? And then Sarah, put me on the list, Shawna, please and thank you. So it's just that exposure all of a sudden, and it's also that, you know, the more people that join in, especially publicly, the more people think they're going to miss out if they don't. So you want that too. All right, and when I have them post back to me, I want you to see what some of that looks like. This is what they're posting in my group. I'm not telling them what to post. This is just some examples of what they've chosen to post. So, you know, check out all this amazing stuff I got for part of the Spring Clean Club. Thank you, Shawna. So there's that one. This next one, oops, here we go. This was one of my first cleaning clubs that I closed out, so they didn't have quite as much, but still, that was kind of awesome. You know what, Enviro wanted in the mail, plus laundry detergent. Laundry detergent is expensive to ship too, but it's well worth it. I couldn't get all of it on there. Sign up for the Spring Clean Club to have some fun and try new items like the shampoo, conditioner, and crystal deodorant. This was Patricia. She's participated in all of them, but I love, she's really good at posting, you know, shampoo, conditioner, crystal deodorant. So it's a testimonial that's coming from someone else, not necessarily me giving them all the information. All right, so let's talk about what are some negatives to doing a cleaning club. Here's what I found, especially with my team. Don't get so comfortable with these sales automatically coming in that you lose touch with your personal party business. These aren't sustainable long term. You know, people who are doing this already love Norwex, probably already have quite a bit in their house, and there's only so much you can get at one time. So it really is not sustainable for long term if you are not continually bringing new people in and you know, just bringing more people in who are excited to do this. And I will throw it out there, you could potentially have someone that might have booked a party decide to just participate in the cleaning club instead. And that's just one of those things you just never know. I choose to have a mindset of abundance, and so I'm not gonna focus on the what ifs. But sorting and packaging takes quite a bit of time, block out a full morning. If shipping can be expensive. One of my last clubs, I earned about $500 in commission, and it cost me about $110 to ship everything. But again, remember, I'm mostly online, so I don't have a lot of people. You may have a different situation. Chasing orders to close at the end of the month takes some time, and then getting everybody to fill out the wish list takes some time. So those are really the only negatives that I could kind of come up with. And then the pros, Norwex stat, when somebody purchases from you 3 or more times, they are far more likely to stay a loyal customer to you. And that's partly because you're building that relationship with them, you're communicating with them more, so you are no longer just their Norwex consultant, you've become a friend. Postings create excitement in your Facebook customer group, which helps your algorithms for that group, so that's always a big bonus. Participants share their favorite products in my customer group, and then other people are paying attention to what they're posting. Oh, really? That works that well for her? Okay, cool. Maybe I'll try that next time. Can lead to team members. Sarah, I posted one of her pictures. She was up there saying, "Hey, invite me next time." She's now a team member, so that's pretty cool. Just these are people who love Norwex, so you can have some of those conversations. Can lead to bookings. Kristen, the one that said, "Hey, I want to check this out because what's going on?" She sent me a message. Do I have that in there? I think I do. Hold on just a second. Oh, Sarah. Yeah, Sarah, her husband actually had to have surgery and he lost his leg. So during this process, she and I were communicating, and the body cloths, you know, he was in the hospital for quite a while, and then rehab for quite a while as they fitted his prosthetic. He could clean himself, and she could help with the body cloths. So, you know, there's just different things. But this is the one who is now a team member. And Kristen, she told me, she's like, "Hey, I want to make my wish list is growing. Does it matter that it's going to be a lot more than the $30? You know, we just had a chit chat about it. But what I eventually told her is she had 2 options. I did say 3, and I knew I had 3 at the time, but you know, it was an hour later when I got to her, I couldn't remember what the third one was. But she can order from the club. There's no max limit. Or she could consider hosting another party. It had been 2 years since she had hosted with me before. And order the extra items separately from the club, and then we put the separate order in her future party to give her a head start already. So it was a way to get her what she wanted that was the most benefit for, you know, her. So let me go back real quick. All right, can lead to bookings, can lead to team members. Oh, that's not it. Okay. Increased monthly sales that are guaranteed. So that's how, when you have this set up, you're having more sales come in, which means more points towards trips and other things that once you put the initial time in, it's done for you. And then an opportunity for those who want more Norwex to get more, but who are unwilling to host a party of their own. I have several people who just, they will not host. They will buy from me, but they will not host. And that's okay. But this is a great avenue to keep them close to me, pretty much. And then everybody likes free stuff, especially when it's of value to them. So this is a way that we can serve others as well. And then, okay, question? Katrina?
I have two questions because I did try this early on, but I had a smaller group of people at that time and I shot a little too high. So I should have done the $30. I think I tried 50 and scared people off. So first of all, do you recommend having your first 2 months booked out before you would open it? And what do you recommend for how large your customer group is before you would open it?
You mean the back office having this set up?
That you would actually have your calendar booked out maybe 2 months before you would, like you said, you don't want to lose bookings.
Depends on you.
If you have one,
I decided 1 week that I was gonna make it happen, and the next week I had it closed out.
but did you have, but I mean, did you have parties on the
Anybody who was
calendar?
already on my calendar, they never said a word.
Well, I guess what I'm asking is, if you don't have any parties on your calendar,
Oh.
don't start a club, right?
I wouldn't.
You see what I mean?
Yeah, now I see exactly what you mean.
Could lead to bookings though.
It could very well lead to bookings. You know what? If that were the case, I would not do the $35 of 10. I would start off with your 4-month club. And let me go back to that because that. Sorry, you're gonna have to see me scroll. Come on. I don't know what I've done. Should I taskbar? It's frozen. Okay, that's where I would probably recommend doing the setup, several clubs, but with 4 people, group them in the group of 4 to where they are doing it. I would start with 35. If you found 50 to be too high, start with 35. But let them know that one of those months they are going to be the hostess, but they have people already ordering, but they're gonna need to invite, let's say, do you think you can get 5 other guests on? Because, and then really, really work those little bits and start communicating with those people so that you can try to get another booking out of there and start another party line.
And then do you think you need to have a certain number of members in your VIP group to get that going? Like, do you feel like you need to have
I've had,
100 customers?
not necessarily, just if you are a newer consultant within your first year, you're probably not gonna get 10 people. But that's okay. Start with 3. Heavens, it's gonna grow, especially as you promote it, and they're promoting it for you. So, like I
Within
said,
the VIP group,
within the
they're
VIP
doing
group.
it.
My first one, I think I had 9 people, and it grew from there each month. I had 9, and then I think I had 12, and then the last one I had 14, and now I'm up to 19. So it's slowly grown over time. But yeah. So, any other questions? Yeah,
How do
Mary.
you okay, so once you get the box, how do you separate everything? Because you said you try to do everything like.
I wish I had taken a
price-wise,
picture.
Or do you go
I go
off of
in
their
my-
sales, like?
I don't pay attention to sales. I'm trying to give everybody a fairly equal amount of rewards. So what I do is I go in my foyer. It's about the only place that doesn't have anything else, and I sit down and I have the box behind me, and I put sticky notes, one for each person, in a semicircle around me. And so I've got my spreadsheet. So the one biggie item that they wanted that I ordered specifically for them, I'm putting in that pile. And then from there, I take whatever's left, and I'm just trying to divide it up.
So is that a $1,000 party? Does it equal out to be $1,000
I am closing one out each month.
each month?
Each month, I'm closing one out each month.
At
So when you
what
say
cost?
a biggie item, that
Um,
you use that with the shopping, like the shopping spree money?
And sometimes, on the hostess rewards,
it's-
sometimes somebody wants something that's already coming on the hostess rewards. So I just know that's gonna go to them. And
Gotcha.
sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But that's also why I also try very hard to look at their wish list, and I take time to go back and look at their past orders. One time, and I tried to tell people, hey, don't order off your wish list. Give me something extra items. And I sent her an optic scarf that she had already ordered, and there was something else that she had already ordered, and I thought I had checked it. I don't know if I missed her or what happened there, but I did try. But definitely keep that in the back of your minds if this is something to try.
What about like room when it's mop month?
There's usually somebody on my list who has put a mop. Now that's pretty much the only thing they're getting. If I can get a rubber brush to go with it, awesome. I try. But that's just the way it is. I haven't had anybody complain, well, she got a mop and I only got this. They're all excited about free stuff. And it's just the way the hostess rewards fall. So, yeah. Anybody?
Are you doing your part, oh, sorry.
That's okay.
Are you doing, several clubs a year? Are you doing them kind of 3 months and then 3 more months, or are you?
What I
breaking them
did
up?
in the beginning is, when I started it, I did March, April, May. And it was just because that's when I happened to start it. I was in Chris's Wildflowers Club and I was like, I could do this. And Deanna Gear, last year in Panama, was it? No, Maui. Last year was Maui. Did a thing on how she did her cleaning clubs. I took a lot of her ideas and just tweaked them to work for me. Where was I going with that? Tell me your question again.
If you're doing consecutive.
Okay, so I did March, April, May, and towards the end of May, I was not on the ball enough to get a June party going, or a June club going, so I took June off, and then July, August, September, and then I didn't want to cross over the year, so I was ready that time to do in October, November, and December. Again, in December, I was really not on the ball enough to have one going for January, so I skipped a month, and we are starting in February. I play it by ear. I would love to be a little more organized, but life happens.
Have you ever done like mystery bags? Because I've seen people do that. This sort of kind of reminds me of that.
It's a similar-ish concept.
Like if they pay, let's say $30
and they
a
get
month,
this
and
back.
then I send them,
Yeah.
let's say $40 and
I
stuff.
personally
Like mystery
haven't.
stuff.
I've had a downline or two that have, and they usually have great success with it.
Okay. This is
I
kind
just
of what it
don't
reminds
sell
me
a
of.
lot of my inventory in my VIP group. That's just not something that I do personally. But I have a gal who does it all the time. She does fantastic with it.
Okay.
But
Just curious.
yeah, go ahead.
So, just to make sure I understand this correctly, let's say you have a group of 9 people in your cleaning club. You said you're closing one party a month?
Yes.
I thought so it's not all going on one party and then you close it all at once?
No.
Okay.
I'm closing the party the first month, and if I only had 9 people, that means I'm $35 away. I'm gonna place that last $35 if everybody only did the minimum. I'm sure there's something that I need. If the party's coming to me, it's not that big of a deal. But typically what I found, people are mostly ordering, this month is the first month, and I've had more orders coming in earlier, but this month is the first month that I've had where people are ordering closer to 35 than not, rounding up, but that's okay. It's just the way it works. But so I'll close out a $350 that first month, and the booking will be the party for the second month, and then I am resending them a text saying, okay, here's your new ordering link, because I want to continually touch base with these people at the same time too. And then I'll close out a party that month, and then same thing, party for the third month.
That makes sense.
Well, and really, if you're closing out 350 parties, you're getting a lot more Norwex products than if you closed out a $1,000 party. So, anybody? I did both. I posted in my VIP group, and I got some hits there, but I didn't feel like everybody saw it, so I did send out a text to everybody in my customer group. Now, the way I have it set up in Project Broadcast, my texting system, I have all of my customers tagged as customers, but I have a separate group for people who want to know about sales, and they have opted in. I'm pretty sure those are the people that I sent this to, because they're the ones who want to know. And that's how I got the rest of my people. Yeah.
So, how did you put everybody in Project Broadcast? Was that like a tedious, after each party you sit down and you put everybody in?
Separate training.
Or is there a copy paste that?
That is a whole separate training. There is a button on Norwex. I'm not gonna have time to show you. No, there's a button on Norwex when you have a party. When you go to view all on